We have discovered and reported many important judgments of the court that have never been reported before. Justice Ramana was very kind to release the first few volumes of this series as Chief Justice of India. At the release function, he said, and I quote, "A lot of contribution has been made by the SEC and EBC, and I congratulate them on this occasion. It is not a one-day effort. 3 generations of the Malik family have worked hard, and they've created this prestigious organization. They are part of the legal dispensation. I congratulate them on behalf of the legal fraternity. Thank you, sir." With High Court cases, our newly launched venture, we begin the journey to report judgments of the High Courts of India with the same alacrity and comprehensiveness as we report the Supreme Court. EBC was amongst the first Indian publishers to introduce a legal research database on a CD-ROM in 1996, which was less than 650 MB in size, and now the SEC Online Web Edition has grown to over 20 terabytes of data, 6 million documents covering over 400 jurisdictions around the world. We continue to innovate with our new products, EBC Reader, EBC Learning, SEC Times, and Mercury, all gaining loyal users. We are also fortunate to have as part of the EBC family a dedicated team of legal editors, software engineers, DTP staff, proofreaders, sales and marketing staff, and managers who are as much, if not sometimes more, invested in ensuring what is produced from the house of EBC is of high quality, authentic, accurate, and reliable. It has been a wonderful experience working with Justice Ramana on this book, and we look forward to publishing many more. I cannot end this without acknowledging the effort of the entire Delhi EBC team, especially Ms. Prachi Bharadwaj, Diksha Dabas, Ms. Kriti Kaur in putting today's event together. I must also acknowledge the effort of Ms. Sanskruti Samal, Ms. Sulakshan Sampat Vedarathram, and Ms. Sughosh Subramaniam from Justice Ramana's team, and Mr. Aditya Gupta from the EBC team in putting together these essays. Once again, I welcome all of you to this event. Thank you, and Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. Now, the moment that we have all gathered to witness has arrived, and I would like to request Justice Gavai, Justice Surya, and Justice Vikram Nath to please unveil the narratives of the bench, A Judge Speaks by Justice N.V. Ramana, a book destined to empower, enlighten, and elevate the discourse in our legal community. Truly a momentous occasion. Keeping the momentum on, I would like to request Justice Ramana to please felicitate our distinguished guests. Thank you, sir. I would now like to request Justice Ramana to please felicitate Justice Vikram Nath. Thank you, Justice Ramana. I would also like to request Mr. Surendra Malik to please felicitate Justice Ramana. Thank you, sir. I would now like to request Mrs. Deepa Malik to please felicitate Mrs. Ramana. And Ms. Ramana to please felicitate Mrs. Malik. It is with great enthusiasm that we now welcome Justice Vikram Nath, a distinguished figure in the Indian judiciary. Justice Nath embarked on his legal journey by enrolling with the Bar Council of Uttar Pradesh in 1987. His remarkable ascent includes serving as an additional judge of Allahabad High Court in 2004, taking oath as a permanent judge in 2006, and after serving as the Chief Justice of Gujarat High Court, Justice Nath got elevated to the Supreme Court of India in 2021. Notably, Justice Nath is the first Chief Justice of a High Court in India to live stream court proceedings on a YouTube channel, showcasing his commitment to transparency and accessibility in the legal system. I would like to invite Justice Nath to please address the august gathering.
A very warm good evening to everyone present in this auditorium of the Delhi High Court. My esteemed colleague, Brother Justice B.R. Gavai, Designate Chief Justice of India, Justice Surya Kant, dear Justice Ramana, we all call him Ramana Sahab, former Chief Justice of India, my esteemed colleagues from the Supreme Court, Chief Justice of the Delhi High Court, former judges of the Supreme Court, judges of the Delhi High Court and other high courts of the country. Mrs. Ramana is there. Ms. Justice Ramana's daughters and their families. Distinguished senior advocates, members of the bar, ladies and gentlemen. Eastern Book Company has come out with this collection of speeches by Justice Ramana. Eastern Book Company is what today is because of all of us. We have contributed throughout our professional career, and they would never give us any discount, whatever, howsoever much you insist. Today, when we receive complimentary books and gifts from them, we feel very happy. Thank you, Mr. Malik. Well, this is the second event of book release where I am there releasing the book. The first encounter I had was in Mumbai, that runs through so many of his speeches. And then there is the question of judicial infrastructure, often overlooked, but so critical. Justice Ramana addresses this with clarity and purpose. He speaks about the importance of digitization, e-filing, and video conferencing, but also acknowledges the gaps. The judiciary, he says, requires infrastructure designed for its unique needs. To that end, he makes a significant recommendation, the creation of a national judicial infrastructure corporation, a one-time coordinated effort to standardize and uplift judicial infrastructure across the country. What stands out, however, is that even while talking about buildings and systems, his focus remains firmly on the human being at the center of it all, the litigant, the justice seeker, as he calls them. He reminds us that every institutional reform must keep the litigant in focus. He extends that thought to the legal community as well. In one of the most practical appeals in the book, he urges senior members of the bar to take on 2 pro bono cases every month. If adopted widely, he says, it would transform the legal and aid landscape in India. It's a simple idea, but one that reflects his belief in justice as a collective, not as an individual pursuit. Some of the most impactful portions of the book are his speeches on the importance of women in the legal system. He doesn't speak in generalities. He speaks with purpose. He notes how many women lawyers don't get the briefs they deserve and therefore miss the visibility required for elevation. He advocates for affirmative appointments and reservations in legal education to correct the imbalance, and he reminds us that diversity is not just symbolic, it's jurisprudential. Jurisprudence, he says, will develop only when our bar and benches have diverse voices. Let me tell you, we were 9 who came here together, and out of those 9, 1/3 were women, 3 of them. So Justice Ramana does what he says, unlike many others. His call for inclusion isn't limited to courts in the big cities. He speaks of the need for more women judges from rural and marginalized backgrounds. He talks about the importance of gender-sensitive district judiciaries. He sees the struggle not as an individual one, but as a structural one. And then, with his trademark candor, he recalls, borrowing Karl Marx's words, "Women of the world, unite, you have nothing to lose but your chains." He says that was projected as a revolutionary statement, and he adds, "If that is the revolution, I welcome it." It's a line that stays with you. There's another side to him that shines through in his messages to students and young professionals. He speaks to them not just about careers, but about character. Idealism without ambition, he says, may not achieve results, but ambition without idealism can be dangerous. He speaks about the duty to give back and about his moral obligations of the educated. He quotes Swami Vivekananda, reminding students that if they ignore the millions who live in hunger and ignorance, they have failed their education and their humanity. Throughout this book, there is a quiet, consistent insistence that every position, privilege must be matched with purpose, that every title must carry with it an obligation to serve, to uplift, and to reflect. Taken together, these speeches offer us not only an institutional archive, but a map of conscience. They show us that a judge can speak not just through judgments, but through persuasion, through encouragement, and through reflection. In these pages,
for all. Starting his illustrious career in Hisar in 1984, Justice Kant has consistently set benchmarks in the legal arena. His ascent to becoming the youngest advocate General of Haryana 2000 exemplifies his unwavering dedication and exceptional legal acumen. In 2019, he was elevated to the Supreme Court, where his impactful judgments resonate with a profound commitment to justice and constitutional values. I would like to invite Justice Surya to please address the audience.
We have among us a distinguished team of the former judges of the Supreme Court, Honorable Mr. Justice D.K. Jain, Honorable Mr. Justice Dr. B.S. Chauhan, Honorable Mr. Justice C.K. Prasad, Honorable Mr. Justice Dr. A.K. Sikri, Honorable Mr. Justice Krishna Murari, and my sister Justice Hima Kohli. It's a great privilege and honor for me that three of them have been my Chief Justices. Justice D.K. Upadhyay, Honorable Chief Justice of Delhi High Court, Honorable Judges of various High Courts who are present here, Senior Advocates led by Shri Kapil Sibbal, President of the Supreme Court Bar Association, Learned Advocate General Telangana, Additional Solicitor Generals of India, some of them are present here, Mr. Nayyar and other office bearers of the Supreme Court Advocates on Record Association, members of the Supreme Court and Delhi High Court Bar Associations, very respected Mrs. Ramana and other family members, distinguished members of the legal fraternity who are present here, friends from media. A very good evening to all of you. It is with immense pride and deep respect that I stand before you on this pivotal occasion, the launch of Narratives of the Bench, A Judge Speaks, which in my opinion, and after going through a part of it, I find that it's a profound and timely collection of speeches delivered by Justice N.V. Ramana from time to time. This compilation captures the mind of a jurist and the conscience of a citizen deeply committed to serving society. Through countless engagements during his tenure as the Chief Justice of India, Justice Ramana has often reflected on the delicate balance between judicial detachment and societal engagement. He has consistently emphasized in his addresses that while a judge must uphold strict impartiality and restraint within the courtroom, he must not lose touch with the realities, struggles, and aspirations of the people outside it. I do not see this book as a mere compilation of addresses. I see it as a tribute to the enduring dialogue between the judiciary and the society it serves. This collection of speeches champions a principle of utmost importance, namely the need for judges to step forward and beyond the confines of the courtroom and engage thoughtfully and meaningfully within the public. This is because justice is not locked away in legal commentaries or textbooks. It is a sleeping force which judges must breathe life into and awaken. When judges share their insights and opinions in public forums, they perform a vital democratic function. On the dais, they demystify the law. However, in public forums or public engagements,
Judges actively engage with the public on broader concerns and pressing issues that may not have reached the courtrooms, but which still impact the entire nation. In these moments, the public see them not only as arbiters of the disputes, but as the true custodians of the Constitution. Public engagements by judges reinforces judicial accountability. The challenges confronting our judicial system from case and source of inspiration for the next generation. Lawyers, law students,
to the Supreme Court of India, where he has presided over approximately 700 benches and authored around 300 judgments, championing the cause of justice and the rule of law. Just 1 week from today, Justice Gavai is set to take oath as the 52nd Chief Justice of India, a role that underscores his unwavering commitment to upholding justice for all. I would request Justice Gavai to please address the audience.
With the permission of my learned brothers and sisters, I would breach the protocol. I would first like to mention the man for whom all of us have assembled today evening. My Chief Justice, Honorable Justice N.V. Ramana, Mrs. Ramana, my esteemed brother and sister judges on the Supreme Court, present and past, the Honorable Shri D.K. Upadhyay. I didn't mention this is Surya and Vikram Nath because they're all part of our brothers and sisters. The Chief Justice of Delhi High Court and dear friend Justice D.K. Upadhyay and all the judges of the Delhi High Court, the judges present here from different high courts, Mr. Kapil Sibal, the President of the Supreme Court Bar Association, and the other office bearers of FCBA, the Chairman of the SCORA and the other officers, Shri Sudarshan Reddy, the Advocate General of Telangana, the Additional Solicitor Generals present here, the senior advocates, members of the bar of the High Court as well as the Supreme Court, Mr. Surendra Malik and Mr. Sumit Malik, the members of legal fraternity, students, academics, and friends. I have a written speech, but if I read that, I'll be only repeating what Justice Suryakant and Justice Vikram have already said in their speech. And I would only say that I concur with the views expressed by them on the book. I would rather focus on what I have not brought here in writing. That is Justice Ramana as a person. My first encounter with him happened somewhere in April 2019. My name was doing rounds. Sometimes I was told that I am coming here, sometimes I am told I am not coming here, and so on. I always had a practice of maintaining, as a High Court judge, maintaining a distance between the Supreme Court judges because I always found that it was quite risky. Piece of advice to the High Court judges present here. But I got an invitation from an organization in Bombay to attend one seminar on intellectual property rights. Some of the judges who were invited had declined the invitation, and I won't go into the better particulars still. And then I was rather doubtful as to whether I should attend the workshop. And therefore I rang Justice Bobde, who has been my elder brother, that I have got an invite and should I go or not. He said, no, you must go, and I will ask Justice Ramana to give you a time and you also meet him. So I was fortunate enough to get a call from Justice Ramana, and he said that before the function you come there. And then I had a long discussion with him for about half an hour. That also I will disclose only after 24th of November, 2020. One thing three of us share, that is Justice Ramana and Justice Surya and Justice me, is that all three of us are coming from a rural background. All three of us belong to the agricultural families, and all three of us are the first generation lawyers. After immediately, within a month, I came to Supreme Court and the bond grew. He also considered me to be as his younger brother. And whenever I had even some personal issues, he was always there to help and guide me. And I found him to be a truly human being, very loving and caring, a man full of humanity, empathy, sympathy, and compassion. All that is reflected in his judgments and also the speeches that are presented to us in the compilation, the narratives of the bench, a judge speaks, which we have just now released. I think he must be one of the first Chief Justice of India who had broken that ice of the judges being isolated from the public. He believed in going to the people, he believed in meeting the people. I think he was truly a people's Chief Justice of India. When he was elected as Chief Justice of India, when he went to Telangana and Andhra, and what we saw on televisions and the news channels was really difficult to believe. The processions which were taken to receive him, the processions in his village, the processions in Amravati, Hyderabad. So that shows how even being in a office of a Chief Justice of India, he was loved by the people across the state, across the country. I also had an occasion to be with him on some of the inaugural ceremonies or other ceremonies. Though at the time of his oath, many people could not attend because the oath was during a COVID at a height, and only it was in the presence of 30, 40 people, including some of the judges, that he took oath as the Chief Justice of India. But it was fully compensated when, on his retirement, he was bid a farewell by the Supreme Court Bar Association. There was no place to sit even in the corridors. People from his village, people from his state, people from Telangana, judges across the country had come in huge numbers, and they were sitting, standing, wherever they could find a place. I don't think that anybody else would match the popularity that Justice Ramana has amongst the people across diverse sections of the society. As was already said by Justice Surya, that he believed in practicing what he preached. He is a firm believer of diversity and inclusiveness. And when, to correct Justice Nath, on 1st of September 2021, 9 of them took oath, it reflected the true diversity, the true unity in diversity of India. 9 judges from different parts of the country in one stroke took the oath of the august office of the Supreme Court judge. And not only that, he also believed in giving adequate representation to the different sections. Amongst the 9 judges, we have people belonging to the other backward classes. We had a person belonging to scheduled caste. And most of it, the 1/3 representation went to women for the first time. 3 of our sisters took oath together two of them, Hima Kohli and Belabin, are present in the audience today. He will always be remembered for giving oath to the first woman Chief Justice of India who is likely to adorn the office of Chief Justice of India after Justice Vikram Nath demits it. So therefore his journey is a journey which shows that what with hard work, what with sincerity, what with dedication, and what with industry, a person born in a small village in a state of Andhra Pradesh can reach to the highest position in the judiciary for which every lawyer aspires. As I already said that he is very loving and caring, I must think that he must be the first judge, or not, I can't say only judge, who had made construction to house his law clerks, and his law clerks were staying with him, and they were providing all the food right from his kitchen was almost like a langar, so whoever went there was always offered with the Bhabhi used to always prepare South Indian food. As a matter of fact, after the breakdown of COVID, when immediately within 48 hours of the lockdown, the Supreme Court started. And I had the pleasure of being part of the first bench which went on online with the then Justice Ramana, who was J1, and Justice Sanjay Kishan Kaul. Three of us used to sit together at his house in Janpat and try to do justice to the citizens in the remotest parts of the country. And we also South Indian dishes offered by Bhabiji. Justice Ramana, as all of us know, that initially days he was apprehending his arrest in Hyderabad, and therefore he went to Bombay and spent a good time in Bombay, I think in Ghatkopar. He was a student activist, and after that also attempted his hand at the journalism. For more than a year, he was a journalist of one of the most prominent newspapers in Telangana and Andhra, Enadu. After his wide practice at the then Andhra Pradesh High Court in Hyderabad, and also practicing before this Supreme Court, he was appointed as an additional Advocate General of the state of Telangana, and thereafter rose to the bench. After becoming Chief Justice of Delhi, he adorned the office of the Chief Justice of Delhi High Court, and from there he came to the Supreme Court, and thereafter to the highest office. Since I have unveiled the book, I would be expected to speak on some of the speeches. I won't repeat whatever has been said by Justice Surya and Justice Vikram Nath. Justice Ramana is a firm believer of the ideology of Dr. Ambedkar, that the lawyer is a social engineer, and that the Constitution is a weapon for getting the social revolution. In one of his speeches on the Constitution Day in 2019, he said, and I quote, "The Indian Constitution attempted a social renaissance with the hope of building a bridge between the troubled past scarred by deep suffering, injustices, divisions, and deprivations, and a bright future dedicated to establishing a truly equal and global society committed to the protection of human rights." His reflections on that day served as a reminder to us that constitutional interpretations must be purposive, inclusive, and anchored in the ideals of justice and dignity. He has also emphasized on making the justice delivery systems accessible to the last person of the country. And I quote him, "If we want to remain as a society which is governed by the rule of law, it is imperative for us to make justice available to the most vulnerable and not the privileged ones. We must remember that socio-economic differences in our society should not become a reason for the denial of rights." He appealed to the NALSA to make collaborative efforts with different stakeholders. He has always advocated the need to provide easier justice, accessible justice to the poorest sections of the society. The subject of judicial infrastructure has been very close to his heart, and at one of the functions at Aurangabad, when he led the foundation loan staying of the new building of the High Court, at which function I had also an occasion to be with him, he said, and I quote, "Court buildings are not mere structures made of mortar and bricks. Rather, they signify and affirm the constitutional guarantee of the right to justice. The impact of an under-supported judiciary is also seen on the foreign investments. Without adequate infrastructure, we cannot aspire to fill this gap." I'm sure that his appeal to the lawyers once where he said that it is the duty of the lawyers and judges to ensure that an amicable, accommodating environment is created in courtrooms. I had the pleasure of sitting with him for a long period, once in courtroom number 3 and thereafter during COVID period in his house. And he always believed in keeping the atmosphere in the court till last 29th. Whenever somebody used to congratulate me that I'm going to be next CJI, I used to just smile without giving any reply. But I think after 29th of April, after the president signed the warrant, I could accept the congratulations. And when after 1 week, with the blessings of all of you, would be adorning the August office, I would remember his words, and I quote him, "The role of Chief Justice calls for leadership and a long-term vision for the institution. The duties of the Chief Justice of India are not limited to the Supreme Court, but extend to the entire judicial systems across the nation." I assure Justice Ramana that I would try to follow his words of wisdom and guidance. On this occasion, there are many speeches made by him, but all of you must be tired, and so I would not like to detain you for a longer period. On this occasion, I would thank the Eastern Law Book Company, which the words and phrases when I became a lawyer was around 100 pages. In last 22 years, now it has grown to a big volume. We always used to refer Supreme Court cases, and when I was a lawyer, I did not know that one day I will get an opportunity to share a dais with the founders of the Eastern Law Company. I congratulate them and thank them for coming out with this wonderful work on the speeches of Justice Ramana, which will provide an inspiration to the judges, to the lawyers, and the students alike. I, on this occasion, on behalf of all of us, wish a long and healthy life to Justice Ramana, to Ramana Bhabiji, and all his family members, so that for a long, long period, the nation gets services of Justice Ramana. I once again thank the organizers for giving me an opportunity to be here with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for that endearing speech. Please join me in now welcoming the man of the moment, Justice N.V. Ramana, the 48th Chief Justice of India, who has not only carved a niche in the legal landscape, but has also emerged as a beacon of justice and integrity. Born in a small village in Andhra Pradesh, he rose from humble beginnings in an agricultural family to becoming the Chief Justice of India. With a rich tapestry of experience spanning over 3 decades, from advocacy to serving as the Chief Justice of India, his journey is testament to his unwavering commitment to upholding the rule of law. Thank you, sir, for giving EBC a chance to publish your book, and I would like to invite you to please share your remarks on this occasion.
My dear brother, Justice Bhushan Ramakrishna Gavai, Chief Justice of India Designate, Brother Justice Surya, Kant, Brother Justice Vikram, Nath, brother and sister judges of the Supreme Court, Brother Chief Justice of Delhi High Court, brother and sister judges of Delhi High Court and other high courts, judges from Telangana, Andhra, Karnataka, Uttar Pradesh and Madhya Pradesh, brother and sister judges who are in my retired league, Justice D.K. Jain, Dr. Chauhanji, C.K. Prasadji, Justice Sikri, Hima, Advocate Generals of Telangana, Additional Advocate General, law officers, Sri Kapil Sibbal, President of SCBA and other office bearers, Mr. Vipin Nair, President of SCORA and other office bearers, other senior advocates, members of the Delhi Bar Association, advocates from various courts, friends from media, Mr. Sumit Malik and his family, team of EBC, my dear friends and family. Normally, I think they have taken out the background invitation. Can you show that invitation, please, once? How much time it takes? Please. Why I am asking to show the invite is, normally judges are known to be aloof and free from emotions. I am glad to see a rare glimpse of my brother cheerfully, generously smiling in the backdrop. You see all the photos. Good evening, namaskar. It is a humbling moment for me to have all of you here today. I am deeply moved by the touching expressions and sentiments by my brother judges. I am grateful to my brother judges. And I want to unveil, or I want to reveal the secret which my brother Justice Gavai want to say after retirement when we met in Bombay. Sorry for the breach, but I met first time. He called, there is a missed call from his office that he wants to meet me. Normally, wherever I go, I will try to give time to judges, lawyers, anyone who wants to meet. I will welcome them, because I believe that we must be connect with people. Then only we will know what is the issues. So brother Justice Gavai wants to come. I welcomed and we sat. And half an hour discussion. The discussion is almost about Balaji Tirupati. Because he started saying that how many times he visited Balaji Tirupati and how he Tirupati, those days when facilities are not there, how much struggle he faced and reached in train and went and had a darshan and blessings of Balaji. And thereafter, other issues about the high courts, that's all. He has not asked or made any request, or he has not even tried or attempted indirectly or directly about his elevation or anything. And he has expressed the concern about the inclusiveness and the problems which a advocate came from rural background for that to first generation will face. So I liked him. Thereafter, the collegium decided that he has to be brought to this court, and we are seeing such a brave and committed stand by the principles of constitutional judge who speaks openly, and he proved that he is worth to be a Chief Justice of India. I will complete, thanks to the organizers, they said that I have to make comments only, I need not give any speech. I know that you are all morning onwards worked hard. 2-3 minutes I will finish my comments about the book. This book is not a memory or a commentary on legal doctrines. It is a collection of my thoughts which I shared through various speeches delivered in public platforms when I got an occasion as judge. These thoughts have taken shape slowly over years of observation, reflection, and inner dialogue. The words in this book are from my experience as a student leader, trade union activist, journalist, lawyer, and judge. I have tried to crystallize these experiences into words. The judiciary is not a mere adjudicator of disputes. It is a symbol of constitutional morality. It is one of the last remaining spaces of hope for the common man. Every day, newspapers across the country give around 1/3 of their space to report on court proceedings and commentary on the court cases. Yet, when it comes to public discourse, the judiciary remains an enigma. In contrast, the common man is extremely convergent when it comes to politics. It is in this backdrop, I endeavored through these speeches to communicate judiciary to public at large with the hope of demystifying various misnomers. Over the years, I constantly highlighted the systemic issues such as necessity for Indianization of judiciary, revamping of judicial infrastructure, infusing diversity in the judicial system, integrating Indian languages into the court proceedings, strengthening the legal aid, etc. I believe these issues are not administrative questions. They are fundamental to our promise to access to quality justice. The effort was to understand the root cause of these issues and find solutions. Collectively, we tried to improve the situation with reasonable success in some of the areas. Filling up of judicial vacancies, improving the service conditions of and security of the judicial officers across the country, introduction of latest technology, strengthening legal services are some of the areas where we could make considerable progress. However, a key issue of creation of National Judicial Infrastructure Authority remains a distant dream. I requested my 3 brothers who are going to succeed to take care of this issue, which solves a lot of the problems. I sincerely believe this book comes across as a cautious hope that our institutions are resilient and are capable of reforms. To my brothers Justice Gavai, Justice Surya, Justice Vikram, Nath, my dear colleagues and friends from the bar, I am honored and that you are all today. We have not only shared but have lived through many moments of quiet solidarity and warm camaraderie. Through active collaboration, we could find solutions, and I fully understand that it is an ongoing process. The way through the most lethal COVID pandemic is a testimony to the commitment of each and every stakeholder towards this great institution. In the way, this book is a reflection of ethos that we share, which helps us remain focused on humanism. Dear Brother Justice Gavai, as you prepare to lead the Indian judiciary, I know that you will bring your humility, empathy, and vision to the role. Very happy to note that Brother Justice Gavai will be taking over soon as 52nd Chief Justice of India. He will add a much needed dimensions to the justice delivery at the highest level of derived from his rich experience and humble background. It is our experience that shape our views and opinions. It has my endeavor to ensure social diversity on the bench. I sincerely hope Justice Gavai's leadership will give momentum to carry forward the same. I wish him a glorious tenure. I want to say one more thing, and I will close it. When the rank and file of judiciary are assured that the highest institution stands firm to safeguard their rights and redress their grievances, they are less likely to seek support from other sources such as political and executive powers. And elder brothers and sisters in the judicial family, the Supreme Court have a moral and institutional duty to look forward others, all the judges of the country. Just an elder offers guidance, protection, and encouragement, the Supreme Court must ensure that the judges feel supported and secure in their roles. The higher judiciary must lead with care and compassion while nurturing a judicial culture rooted in dignity, integrity, and solidarity. To the members of the legal fraternity, through your relentless passion and participation, we have shaped an Indian judiciary and the jurisprudence. An active bar is the first line of defense against injustice. It is also the last bastion that must speak truth to power in testing times. The judiciary thrives and survives only with the faith of the people. Unwarranted attacks on this institution affects the very foundation of the people's trust. It is my request to the bar role in pursuing and promoting the judiciary as an institution of hope. The judiciary has faced numerous challenges in the past, but it has emerged stronger each time. I am confident that in the future too, it will continue to navigate through storms with courage, reinforcing its role as the guardian of the rights and liberties. I extend my heartfelt thanks to Chief Justice of Delhi High Court, Justice Upadhyay, and Justice Pratibha Yam Singh, Chairperson of the Delhi High Court Building Committee, for allowing us to use this excellent auditorium as this book release function. Our team received wholehearted cooperation from the registry. I express my sincere thanks to the publishers, Mr. Malik, and editorial team for shaping these ideas into a coherent read. To my officers of the High Court, Supreme Court, who have assisted me, law clerks and other office staff over the years, I am thankful all of them for support. To my family, friends, who continue to support and encouragement throughout my life, has been my deepest anchor. You are the greatest blessings of my life. Some of my friends and well-wishers have come here today from across the country. I am deeply touched by your affection. I am extremely grateful. Lastly, this book is a tribute to my mother and father, Sarojini Devi and Ganapatira, who loved to hear my voice. I wish to convey my gratitude to the audience here today. Thank you for lending your time and your goodwill to this moment. As I conclude, I hope this book provokes some thoughts, inspires young lawyers, and guides the common citizen. If it sparks even a small conversation on the judiciary, I would consider it a welcome bonus. Thank you for giving this opportunity.
Thank you, sir. Congratulations on the book. As we approach the end of the event, I would now like to invite Mr. Sudeep Malik, Director EBC and Associate Editor SEC, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Our most honorable chief guest, Mr. Justice P.R. Gavai, our honorable guests of honor, Mr. Justice Surya Kant, Mr. Justice Vikram Nath, so many honorable judges of the Supreme Court, past and present, Chief Justice of the Delhi High Court, Justice D.K. Upadhyay, so many judges of the High Courts of Delhi, Allahabad, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, and Karnataka. Cicero, the great Roman statesman and lawyer, said gratitude is not only the greatest of virtues, but the parent of all others. It falls to me with great joy to thank each of you for making this event such a wonderful and momentous event. Justice Gavai already shared with us that it is our love and admiration for Justice Ramana which draws such a large audience that again the corridors are full, the staircase is full. May we all give a very big hand to Justice Ramana, it is for his love that we are all here in such numbers. What this book is about is something that Justice Vikram Nath, Justice Surya Kant, and Justice Gavai told us, and I think Justice Surya Kant pointed out that this book actually represents a new jurisprudential idea, the idea of the judge as a spokesman to the common man directly and speaking not only through their judgments. And this is what this book exemplifies. And Justice Ramana has made an effort on so many different out in a very simple and candid tone, such an approachable text. I truly commend to you that we read this, and if there is inspiration for change, it would be quite something for the institution of the judiciary and the legal system. I would like to also thank particularly the Chief Justice of the Delhi High Court and Justice Pratibha M. Singh for making sure that and allowing this event to happen here in this wonderful auditorium. And what we need to also say here is, how does a book, which is merely an idea in the author's mind, how does it get from the author's mind to what you have in your hands today? A manuscript undertakes a long journey of manuscript development, editing, proofreading, and much more. We as publishers would really like to thank the team which has worked so hard and so meticulously to convert this book, we hope, is an everlasting contribution to literature. Last, Justice Ramana's team, who have worked. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for taking your time for this wonderful occasion.
I hope you all had a great evening. Please join us for high tea in the lounge.